So thank you, Honor Council members. Before you tonight, we have a public hearing for the Palouse Prairie Edition preliminary plat, and this is at the request of the Moscow Affordable Housing Trust. So just to familiarize yourself, the property is outlined in red at the center of your screen, 3.69 acres. You've got Palouse River Drive there heading east-west. You see in the southern portion of your screen here. Sunnyside Avenue provides access to this property. You currently have two terminus of Sunnyside Avenue. Currently doesn't connect, although it's been platted through the Anderson First Edition. So you can see the right-of-way lines there. One terminus here to the north and one terminus there to the south. You have a subdivision that went through a plan unit development recently, and that's Prospect Place Edition, which is all single-family dwellings here to the southwest. To the west, you have Anderson Frontier Park. Primarily single-family dwellings within the Anderson First Edition to the north, and then you have Gritman Wellness Center to the east of your screen, some vacant property to the southeast, and then on the south side of Palouse River Drive, you have some mobile home parks as well as ITD's maintenance yard. Just a closer view of the property. You can see Prospect Place to the southwest and Sunnyside connecting there. This is a topography map. Every line represents a 2-foot elevation change. So as you can see, as you head further to the north, the elevation increases, and you're looking at about 10 to 14% slopes on this property. So the proposals for the subdivision of 3.69 acres, you have a combination of the R3, which is medium density residential, and R4, which is multiple family residential, which go across this property. Proposals for 13 lots, which range from around 2,000 square feet in size to 2.36 acres in size, including within that or 2 clusters of 4 townhouses, totaling 8 townhouse lots. You have 2 flag lots, as well as just 2 standard internal lots. And then there is one larger 2.36 acre lot, which was previously approved earlier this year for Palouse Prairie Charter School to relocate there. Looking at the comp plan designation, currently designated as auto urban residential. Anderson First to the north, as well as Prospect Place to the southwest, currently designated as neighborhood conservation. You do have some urban residential to the southeast, as well as on the south side of Palouse River Drive. Anderson Frontier Park is currently designated as parks and open space. And then the Gritman Wellness Center you have designated as auto-urban commercial. So looking at what the auto-urban residential comp plan designation says, it's low to moderate density residential uses. We generally see about 3 to 7 dwelling units per acre within that designation. It calls for a mixture of single-family, townhome, and limited multifamily. And then it points to appropriate zoning districts, which are the R1, R2, and R3 zones. Sunnyside is designated as a local neighborhood street, and Palouse River Drive, further to the south, is designated as a minor arterial. So this is the zoning configuration of the area. Like I mentioned previously, there's 2 zones that encompass this property. To the north, you have the R3 zone, which is medium density residential, and then you've got the multifamily R4 zone to the south. So all those properties to the south, as well as the Gritman Wellness Center, is R4. Properties to the north, including Anderson Frontier Park to the west, are low-density, single-family zone. And then on the south side of Palouse River Drive, that's motor business. So looking at the R3, provides for an increase over the density allowed by R2, mainly because it provides or allows different types of housing construction. So usually appropriate where activity levels are moderate, terrain permits construction of somewhat larger structures, and where you have the public systems and neighborhood facilities that can accommodate really a greater intensity of land use. And then just a wide variety of residential within R3, so we allow single-family, two-family, twin home, and townhouse dwellings. Minimum lot size varies by the type of dwelling. Single-family at 6,000 square feet, a two-family dwelling, so a duplex is 7,000, twin homes 3,250, townhouse is 2,000. And then we do have a special density restriction on townhouse lots within the R3. They can go all the way down to 2,000 square feet, but a total townhouse development can't exceed 14.5 dwelling units per acre. And then the minimum lot width for single and two-family 60, twin homes 30, and townhouses is 20. Looking at the R4 zone, really our most intense residential zone, usually applied where activity levels are high and we have the adequate public facilities to accommodate that development. So usually near University of Idaho or Central Business District, and then adequate transportation is given high priority when we're looking at rezoning these areas to R4. And then, as with R3, there's a wide variety of residential uses allowed in the R4 zone. The distinction is that we allow multifamily residential as well as professional offices up to 2,000 square feet in size. And then going through the minimum lot size requirements, so single through multifamily, it's 5,000 square feet or 800 square feet per dwelling, whichever is greater. Twin homes, 2,250. Townhouses, 1,800. So you have a little bit smaller lot sizes with the R4 zone than you do the R3. Minimum lot width, single through multi is 50 feet, twin homes 25, townhouses 18. And brings us to the proposed preliminary subdivision plat. So you can see Sunnyside, current terminus here, extends through to the other terminus here to the south. We've got Pearl Circle, which is Prospect Place Edition. This is the larger 2.36 acre piece where conditional use permit was approved earlier this year for Palouse Prairie Charter School. And then you have the townhouse clusters, so these would be 4 townhouse lots on the west and then 4 townhouse lots on the east. And then these are the flagpole lots here and here, so you've got the narrow corridor that gives way to the larger flag lot area there to the north, and then you have just 2 standard internal lots there to the northeast. So 13 parcels, 2.36 acres. Like I mentioned, Palouse Prairie Charter School had approval earlier this year. The townhouse lots, we've got the 2 sets of 4. The westernmost are primarily in the R4 zone. So looking at the average lot size, those are around 2,700 square feet with a total density of 15.6 units per acre. Easternmost is primarily within the R3 zone. We've got average lot sizes for those, which are a little bit bigger. They're about 3,200 square feet with a total density of 13.3 dwelling units per acre, and they meet that 14.5 dwelling unit per acre limitation, more importantly, on those lots. And then just for comparison, if we looked at the total combined townhouse development, comes in about average lot size a little over 3,000 square feet, and then the total density is 14.4 units per acre. So even if we looked at the combination of the entire development, they're still under the 14.5 dwelling unit limitation there. Street network, Sunnyside is already platted, and that was part of Anderson's first edition. Like I mentioned previously, it's a local neighborhood street. We do have a current active development agreement when the last phase of Anderson First subdivision was extended. It requires Sunnyside to be constructed prior to any building permits to be issued on that property. And then the Sunnyside will be constructed to the improvements that were required at the time the Anderson First subdivision was approved. So really just curb, gutter, tree lawn, sidewalk only on the north side, and then just curb and gutter on the south side of the street. So Anderson First, the distinction between what was approved back then and now is usually have sidewalks on both sides of the street, and back then it was only required to be on one side. So that's the standard that they're still held to. Water system, and that's proposed to be extended along the Sunnyside Avenue alignment. We do have existing mains on those current terminuses of Sunnyside. Looking at the 2012 Comprehensive Water System Plan, Public Works has looked at the data within that plan and found that the existing system has adequate potable and fire flows. Sanitary and storm sewer, those mains are proposed to extend from that northeast terminus of Sunnyside down to the southwest along the Sunnyside of alignment. We do have existing mains in Sunnyside near the intersection of Pearl Circle, which is the Prospect Place private street. And then Public Works also looked at the comprehensive sewer system plan, and they determined that the existing system is adequate to serve the additional flow that could be generated from any use within this development.